What's good, YouTube? Card Fight King here, Aqua Life Baby. You already know how it is. So, today, guys, I wanted to bring you my ChaosGallantmon purple deck for the BT5 format. Another Digimon TCG deck profile. You already know how it is. This is my favorite deck in the game right now. I've been waiting such a long time for this card to come out. This card, just this deck in general, solves a lot of the issues that Purple has been facing since set one, and it really offers a really versatile, not only play style but also build philosophy for how to utilize your cards. Like, there's just so much that definitely goes into this deck, and I'm definitely going to be using this deck for regionals tomorrow, which I will be streaming live on Twitch. And I'll post my Twitch link down in the description box below. But otherwise, this deck is very fun. It's a pretty good controlling deck. Allows for a lot of facilitation for the cards, a lot of stickiness to the board. Just overall a very solid deck. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm working with. I may change the deck list slightly for what I'm going to be running at regional, but I'll let you know what my changes may be. Obviously, starting off with the eggs, we got Xiaomon and 4 copies of Digimon. Xiaomon is an optional card for the extra retaliation. That really can be anything like a Yamon or something like that. But a lot of times you're going to be digibursting your eggs unless you need him for some type of filter. The eggs don't change. Like this egg here, Digimon is going to be a staple in purple going into set 7. So, if you don't have any of this egg, just get 4. 2 copies of Gallatimon. I usually pack 2 Gallatimon in every purple deck. Stopping that memory gain, especially since in my area we have a very heavy blue population, just having this card exist on the board against those decks that like to manipulate their memory is just really, really strong. And so that's why I generally always pack 2 Gazi. Maybe one day we'll go to 1 Gazi, but right now 2 is fine. 2 copies of Tapermon. On deletion, draw 1. Simple card, aggressive card, has been in purple since set 1. He may go up to 3 in this deck. Right now I'm in at 2, but I think he may end up going to 3 in my deck. I do value that draw quite a bit in a lot of different combo plays it can make. Especially when you put it on top of a Digimon egg and you're trying to draw and filter, that draw 2, discard 1 basically turns him into a Gabumon. 3 copies of Candlemon, just a vanilla card for memory choke purposes, and it's a 2-drop card, so it's it's pretty easy to play out as well. Running 3 copies of if I can grab them, 3 copies of Gabumon. So basically, what this Gabumon does is that he is a draw. He's been here since set 1. Draw 2, trash 1. Kind of gives you the same value as a Tapermon over this, except when you Digivolve a 4 on top of him, and that 4 dies, you get that ability, plus you can get the Digimon off. Again, it's just another way to get through your deck. I can see me cutting this card down to 2, maybe in favor of a Tapermon or something like that. Just because is not the greatest card really to bring back, but I'm just running him just so I can have some of that filter just in case something on top of his stack does die. But then there's the other option of like running Sukaimon or anything like that. But I just wanted to focus on getting cards start filtering through my deck. But we'll see. 4 copies of Gilmon. Gilmon is a really nice card. He's basically the best rookie in the deck. On deletion, you gain a memory, and it's deleted by card effect, not just by battle or anything. So the only thing that kind of counters him card effect wise is yellow, because yellow doesn't delete by card effect, it deletes by game mechanics. So he won't get his +1 ability because you just reduce his power to 0, and then the game mechanic takes over to delete him. But if it's deleted by any other means, like you use ChaosGallant or anything like that, you do gain a memory back. So he's one of the main combo pieces in this deck, Mr. Gilmon. Going into level 4s. Level 4s are actually very simple lineup. If I can grab this card, Jesus. Okay. Level 4 is a simple lineup. 4 copies of Meramon, vanilla, easy 5-drop, 1 cost Evo. 4 copies of Blocker Devimon, again easy 1 cost Evo blocker, and then 2 copies of Vilemon. just our normal blocker. I may end up putting a 4th level 4 in here, or an 11th level 4 in here, maybe another Valamon, or I may cut these 2 for a Devimon. I'm not too sure, but I just wanted more. I wanted more blockers just because of what I've been seeing in the meta nowadays, and this 6 cost really can help out with like Nidhogg and things like that. These 5 costs die too, but we'll see. So that's what I'm running for level 4s for now. It's pretty vanilla, pretty simple, but it's really just there just to get you to where you need to be. Running 2 Skullamarimons and 1 Chimeramon. Starting off the level 5s. Chimeramon's in here as a tech card now, not really a main card, because his on-play cost is 7, and passing a lot of memory over to your opponent, and especially the way the game has developed, is very detrimental a lot of times, unless you're kind of like resetting their board. And this guy's just an easier target, just a Digivolve for 2 to go into, very safe to go into in the raising area. And if you're kind of bricking or whatever it is, you can just play him for a 5 cost. It's not going to pass too much memory over to your opponent, and you can go from there, because if your opponent can't get rid of him during their next turn, then that means that you have access to a Mega right on top of him. And then 4 copies of Black War Growlmon, my favorite level 5, best level 5 in the deck. Digibursting 3, so basically Soul Blasting 3 in a way, if you play Vanguard. You get to call a rookie out, so a lot of times you call the Gilmon out for combo plays. And then his inheritable is when you attack, you can blow up one of your cards on your board to restand the card. So this is, again, it's another combo play in the Gilmon, where you can swing with something on top of him, activate the inheritable, pop the Gilmon, gain a memory, and then restand the card. Just an outstanding card in general. If I could run more, I would. Yeah, absolutely nutty. And then for level 6s, so I'm running 2 copies of Tactimon. I actually want to put him to 3. I do want to put him to 3. He can exist by himself. So when you attack, you gain all 3 abilities if you don't have another Digimon on the board with him. If you do, you only get 1. So he gains a memory, he gets 2,000 DP, so he becomes 13 when attacking, and you get to choose up to 3 level 3s in your opponent's board and destroy them. This card definitely hits Lord Nightmon pretty hard, because they're calling out Bushi Agumons and Pulsemons and whatever else. This card, Kodamons, this card can, easily just wipe these cards off the board and take care of it, while also at the same time it would reduce Lord Nightmon's power by getting rid of these cards as well. So, and then this guy has more of an opportunity to swing over Lord Nightmon. But he's also used in a lot of combo plays. Like, you can use him with Gilmon on top of War Growlmon, pop the Gilmon, restand, gain 2 memory, and then that allows you to extend your combo plays or go into certain things. He's just an amazing card in general. Really good standalone card that can really kind of control the board and do what you need him to do. And he's a 3 cost Evo. Again, he's a card that may end up going to 3, but we'll see. And then my absolute favorite card, from the set is ChaosGallantmon, the big boss himself. Yes, I did have to flex and get 2 of each alt art. When you Digivolve into him, you destroy a level 5 or less. So he's basically a Chimeramon that you Digivolve into for 4. The other thing of what he does is that whenever something dies on your board, you get to bring back a rookie from your trash. Now, that's important because this is a card I've really learned, as I've been playing with him, that you can just leave him on the board, swing with a rookie, let it die, bring it back, and then continue to set up around your opponent and build around him. You don't really need to swing with him and risk him dying to a security check, and then you're forced to build up again. You can force your opponent to build up into something or waste a really heavy removal card to get rid of him, and then that gives you a lot of memory to do other things with. So a lot of this, how I like to use this card is to use him as a facilitator for the board, allow him to sit there and control the board and gain value by just living and existing on the board. Just let him continue to gain that value there, and then when it is time to clear a card on their board or really start swinging in to put pressure on him, that's generally when I'll go in for the attack. But I like what he can do from a facilitative standpoint. Then for the level 7s, we got 3 copies of Omnimon Zwart. Very, very strong card. Very strong card. I have the alt arts. I purposely did it this way. Basically, what he does is when you Digivolve into him, you mill 3, then you get to call out up to 2 8 or less play cost black or purple cards from your trash to the board, and they do gain their on play effects as well, so you can do the play with Chimeramon if you want to. But really, like, you know, and then when you attack with him, you can bounce a level 6 from his stack to destroy an unsuspended 12 play cost or less card on their board. Now, he's kind of like a Trump Sword, and he only hits 12 play cost or less, so it's very specific as to what he can kill with his ability. But again, this is just a very strong card. It's a setup card too. We have a card in here that lets us go into him for free pretty easily, but it's a card that can set you up really good for the next turn, clear something up off your opponent's board, swing in heavy, and really just be that card where it's like, you know, if your opponent doesn't deal with it, you know, the game can start really getting away from them fast. And then I play 2 copies of Zord Defeat, my other favorite card from the set, probably my second favorite card from the set. Zord Defeat is an outstanding card, and I do have a build that focuses on him as the main level 7. But in security, he can come out. You don't perform the battle, but he can come out without playing his play cards. So just bring out, yes, a defeat, a 13k body, you know, defeat from security. Amazing. The other thing is that what he is when you digivolve into him, and he only digivolves on purple or black for 3s instead of 6. He does 3. You can destroy opponent's tamer. Tamers are huge in this format too. So if you do draw him in the hand, and you can just, okay, well, I have ChaosGallant controlling the board a little bit, but I want to get rid of their tamer, you know, stop their memory gain. Let me go into defeat, take care of that, and then now my opponent is playing without like a memory gain for the rest of the game in a way. And it'll be really hard for them to play another tamer out without losing a lot of tempo. So, just a strong card in general. And then when he gets deleted, you delete one of your opponent's cards on their board as well. One of their Digimon on their board. Just overall, just an outstanding card in the deck. And I know some decks just play 3 Zwart, but like I see there's so much value that you get from defeat. I feel, especially playing the 4 defeat build that I was utilizing, that I really wanted to include him in the deck just as another out to add to a stronger security. Again, if you get lucky. 2 copies of Tai and Matt. White Tamer lets you use Mega Digimon Fusion, which we'll get to. If your opponent has a Mega, the start of your turn, you gain 2 memory. That's a very strong effect because, you know, your opponent may end up passing you over to 3, but they have a Mega, so then you go to 5, which extends a lot of what plays you can make. And then if you have a Digimon with Omni on the board, again, Zwart Defeat, it gets security attack +1, and they do stack, so really good card. 2 Purple Mat. You know what Purple Mat does. On play, grab a card from the trash, and then he sets your memory to 3. I realize that setting your memory to 3 is extremely important, especially in this format. Being memory choked really, really sucks. So definitely want to keep 2 Mat on hand for me. I'm playing 2 copies of Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate may be cut down to 1, but it just destroys a level 6 or higher for a play cost of 6, and security just adds to your hand. It's an okay card. It takes care of the problems. Like I draw this card, I'm sitting on this card waiting for my opponent to, drop like a Lord Knight or something big, and then when they pass the turn over to me, I immediately counter with this card and force them to rebuild. So I mean, that's at least the general strategy with it. But again, it's not the greatest card in the world because it is kind of limited to what you can do. So it can be a dead card, especially against like Rookie Rush, something like that. But that's what we have Filter. And last but not least, Mega Digimon Fusion reduces the cost of for Digivolving a level 7 by 6. So pretty much you go into Zwart for free, and the Digimon that you use this card to go into will have to go to the bottom of the deck at the end of your turn. Going into a Zwart for free is super valuable. Being able to pop a card, swing for hopefully extra security, and then setting up your board for other plays. This card is just fantastic. The thing is that you do have to have a white Tamer out or a white Digimon out. You just need to have a white card out. So, it is important to get to your time mat really to be able to utilize this card, and then security you just add it to your hand. But otherwise, as long as you see at least one, during the game, you can get your white Tamer out. This card becomes an extremely powerful and valuable card late game. But that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, we'll be live on Twitch streaming the Top Cut Bandai Regional tomorrow. And then obviously we'll be streaming on Twitch as well. Just, playtest games and film study and all that other stuff. But yeah, Card Fight King, Aqualife Baby. This has been ChaosGallantmon. You already know he's the best to me. And I'll see you at regionals. Have a good one.